Hi, I'm Blake Anderson. I am the administrator of a Banyan residence. We did receive a high volume of questions following the release of the list of long-term care facilities with a positive COVID-19 case from the family members of the residents that live here, and understandably so. The list that was released by the Department of Health can be unhelpful given the lack of detail, and would be much more valuable if it included details like if cases were active or inactive, or how many, and if there were staff or residents. Now, with that said, it is completely understandable why a family would have questions, because when you see a Banyan residents on a list, you do assume the worst. But after all these families did call in and ask questions, and once they confirmed that it was an isolated case to a staff member nearly a month ago, they were relieved and calm. Families understand that having a loved one live in a community like ours, where there are safety protocols enforced and access to different pieces of personal protective equipment, they're actually safer than if they were going to be at home with their families. Now, families miss being able to visit the residents, and the residents miss having the families on the property. But we're fortunate in that everybody involved understands the risk and is taking an extremely conservative approach before trying to enter the property again. In the case of this positive test result, our measures and protocols worked exactly how they were designed to. The staff member came and was screened properly. However, when we did an additional screening, we found early stage symptoms and sent her home before she was able to infect any of the residents or other staff members. Additionally, the fact that she wore the PPE that is required, or the personal protective equipment, that contributed to preventing the spread and making sure that anybody here was deemed a low risk. Now, we are continuing to work with the CDC and the Department of Health and making sure the measures we have in place are as effective as possible. And we think if we continue with this diligence, we will continue to keep our community safe. And we are relieved that this was an isolated case that is now inactive and behind us.